What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Let's get Olivia pumped in here on her mic. Liv, can you hear us?
Test, test. I can hear you.
Outstanding. Got the tunes going on. We are about 10 seconds away. We're going to talk about post-debate coverage. What else? There's a whole bunch of it. Stick around, folks. We will see you in about 3 minutes.
It's Red Friday, RED Friday, which stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. A movement designed to honor veterans and deployed U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every Friday. As simple as that may be, Red Friday is a great way to back those who serve our country. Go to DUMshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
The Dumb Show. Tomorrow, we have our third meet and greet of the Dumb Club. Everyone kind of gets on Zoom, we talk, and we reminisce and sing Kumbaya. Tomorrow, we're watching Primary Colors. Fantastic show. It's political season. Why not? You can join the dumbshow.club at theclub.show.clubdumb. Yes, I screwed that up, and I just made it seamless. You didn't know the difference. Thedumbshow.com at thedumbclub.com. What, Liv?
Yes.
Something happened to the video.
Yeah. Technical difficulties.
It was supposed to be the Izzo video. Like this.
Hey, Hogswins here. Check out our friend Matthew Spirit at his podcast at The Dumb Show and his website. Yeah, don'tunfriendme.com. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Izzo sure got a tan.
Yeah, Izzo looks good.
Quick.
He looks good. His beard's fantastic.
Yeah.
happened to a Wimpkin? The hell's going on?
Is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
You know, what a night last night. It still hasn't really sunk in, I guess. I'm kind of just like I don't know, coalescing with those who I talk with and trying to wrap my head around what the hell we witnessed last night, and it's not getting any better. It was a crazy night. We had a lot of involvement from all the social media. Where did we end up over on Wimkin? Do you remember?
A little over 21,000 views.
Right. And then between that, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter.
Twitter was like 155. And then as far as at one point we had over 50 people watching on YouTube, which is huge. Because normally we don't get into the 20s with YouTube. So
yeah, so adding up all the views, and that's people watching anywhere from 3 seconds to 4 hours. I think we broke 45,000 all in together when I was doing the math. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad for a live show, so we're pretty excited about it. I hope everyone's doing well. If you have not had a chance to do it yet, Liv's going to tell you a little bit about Wimkin. Some cool stuff took place. Not so cool for other social media, but Liv, tell them what the hell's going on with Wimkin and why it's important.
So last night during the debates, both Rumble and Spreely, and I'm assuming other places, got DDoS attacks and they crashed and went down. It was pretty bad. I felt bad for our Rumble users. So Wimkin was up, had absolutely no hits, and they were smooth and going the whole way. So it's very important because they are all about free speech, and Jason's an awesome guy, and he handles everything personally, and he's the owner and CEO, and he's great. And Wimkin is awesome. So
feel like
we got a lot of really good people over there too. So
yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you did okay. Wimkin.com, folks. If you haven't been over there, it's real simple. The problem is if you use Gmail, Yahoo, Comcast, they're not going to send you an email back. They want Jason to certify his company under their rules, and he's not going to do that. So they can't resend emails through his server to you because they're a bunch of Hitlers. So when you sign up with one of those, you won't get a, hey, you're now a member of Wimkin. Just sign in with your with the username and password that you created. Give it a day because he doesn't like bots, so he doesn't automatically approve accounts. And if you think that it's a small social media, it's not. It's 9 million people. It's huge. We had like 21,000 views last night on the show on Wimkin. So it's big. It's just a free speech platform. And, a lot of companies rolled over on the J6 committee and gave up your personal information, and he didn't. And they don't like him for it. And that's fine. But it's a good company. So go over there and take a look.
So real quick, Melanie from YouTube, which she's also on Wimkin right now, I think.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, Michelle. She said, my 20-something kids watched the debate last night and want to discuss it tonight. They have come over to the Trump side of things.
That's great news. I think a lot of people are coming over to the Trump side of things. When I look and I think about the debate, first of all, it wasn't a debate. It was more of a notification. It was a notification to America that there is a threat to our democracy, even though we're not a democracy. And the real threat is, Houston's playing ball. So they've clicked.
Yeah, I just saw that first. I wonder if Ethan's watching it. I told him.
He probably is. Houston's starting to play ball, which is great. We needed it. Hockey's over. The moment hockey goes ends, they get on a 7-game, tear. So Houston's going to be fine. They're probably going to finish 96 and something. And that's fine for the playoffs. And they have a good as chance of anybody. But anyway, it was more of a notification. And I think the worst possible thing that could have happened, the two things that could have happened in the debate last night, was one, is that Joe was not able to do what I said he was going to try to do, which was connect and bring the Democrat base together. They are more divided than ever. I'll take the Wimkin thing down. Sorry. And the second thing is that if he couldn't do that, which I think we all had some speculation that he couldn't, the second thing that needed to be achieved is that Donald Trump had to seem like a viable candidate outside of Joe Biden. And both things happened. It doesn't get any better than this. Like, we saw it, buddy. Altuve scored.
Oh.
If you want to do it for him, that's fine. Because the whole series is going to be on it, right?
No, it's just Friday Night
It
Baseball on Apple TV.
How much is
it
it?
should be the free game, son.
It should be the free game. Go
Have
try
you
it.
checked?
Yes, it says $9.99 a month.
Just charge the $9.99 and hit OK, and you can watch the game for $10. I don't care. All right, leave the door open, dummy. Thank you. Anyway, so I think that's probably the biggest concern for Joe Biden was, can Joe Biden bring the base together? And for Trump is, I don't think Trump's concerned about much, but can I be a legitimate candidate for the people who are no longer, sweet on Joe Biden? And I think both were achieved last night. We're going to go over into the post-debate coverage. I did a show tonight on this today, and I thought it was pretty damn good. And I of course, I always think my shows are good. They're long form, but hey, whatever. And I think it put it into context that Joe, this is not a surprise. So the whole thing today lived. I don't know if you had heard, but did you hear what the Democrats said of why he did poorly last night?
He had a cold.
He had a cold. So the title of the video today that I did was Joe Biden had a cold, or Joe Biden had a cold for the last 48 years. And really, it's just to show that this wasn't a surprise. This wasn't shocking. Everyone knew this is where he was. And the media is complicit in this. And if anybody wants to blame anybody, you can't blame CNN. All the pundits, the lefty pundits, are like, why didn't CNN fact check? It's not their job. It's the frickin' president of the United States to defend himself. It's Trump's job. It's nobody else's. You don't go, as a moderator, you don't go in and save the debaters. You hold the forum rules and keep those rules in. And Donald Trump followed the rules perfectly. He didn't go over on time. They never had to tell him to stop. Maybe one time. He wasn't rude. He was direct and honest, but nobody says that Joe Biden went up there and just insulted Trump, like called him weak, called him, what else did he call him? Called him
A loser.
Called him a loser,
Liar.
Did he say the slept with a prostitute? Yeah. Slept. I mean, Joe Biden, like just lost.
While his wife was pregnant.
Yeah, he went off the rails. He went off everything that Trump has been. And I think it threw Joe for a loop. Joe's like, where is this Donald Trump who just wants to sling insults? What do I do? And when you practice for 4 years on what candidate you're going to face, and then that candidate doesn't show up, and you have literally been programmed to do a certain thing, so he defaulted to it. The moment he lost his path in this debate, he defaulted to the Trump debate that he anticipated happening, and it fell on deaf ears. It failed. It was the Hindenburg.
He thought that Trump was going to take the bait like he did last year and be argumentative. I think he was prepped on that.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone on the left side thought that the Trump we saw last night was the Trump they were going to get. They were expecting the Trump from 2020 that was argumentative and bullish and talked over Biden and I mean, just shot him down and called him names and was egotistical and arrogant. And that was not the Trump that was there last night. And when he didn't take the bait, I don't think Biden knew what to do with himself. He just kept going that route and it wasn't working.
Yeah. You know, and I think Trump came across as, I guess, the third thing that's tied to the second thing, which is to have Trump be a viable option, really was, can Trump shake the modicum or the moniker of that he's going to be a Nazi who's going to get us into World War III and who is going to destroy democracy, like they've been saying. And I think people are like, this is just Trump. This is the Trump we knew in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's baked into the pie. In fact, he's actually a little less aggressive and obnoxious. In fact, this looks like a more reserved Trump. And people are like, there's no comparison. You know, I said, Jesse Waters, listen, look at me. Jesse, not you, the Jesse Waters person who helps write Jesse's show. I'm talking to you, fucker. You're watching my show and you're taking my content, and I know you're fucking doing it. Every time I watch The Five, everything Jesse says is shit that I said last night. I'm on to your ass. So either give me some credit and shout out my show, or I promise you I'm going to go back through logs and I'm going to check it, and I'm going to embarrass the shit out of Jesse Waters. It's too many coincidences. Jesse is too young.
Share brain. Excuse me.
No, it's not that. Jesse is way too young to know some of the shit that I know. There's just no, it's every time he starts talking on The Five, I'm like, this is literally what I said. And it's verbatim. It's to the point where if you go back to the show last night and Biden walked out, what was the first thing I said? Do you remember, Liv?
It's like Nixon and Kennedy.
That's what I said. I was like, this is reminiscent of Nixon and Kennedy. And for Jesse Waters, who I wasn't alive for Nixon and Kennedy, but understand, I've been studying this stuff, and maybe Jesse Waters has too. But it's just little things like that, and it's not little things. It's too many things that somebody on that writing staff is watching this show, because it's too freaking often. And I'm not saying anyone's stealing, but what I'm saying is that if you're going to watch somewhere, let somebody know. I mean, this is the problem, is larger content creators like Benny Johnson steal shit from people. I mean, and that's Benny Johnson. He's already been caught for plagiarism. I mean, that's why he was fired from Vice or wherever the hell he worked for. Benny Johnson steals content from people and then relabels it and doesn't give them credit. And that's Benny, and that's what he wants to do. That's fine. But you know what? There's little guys like us in this giant pond here. And there is nothing wrong with throwing a bone to other channels. I mean, I never do that. I never find anyone to be a threat. And trust me, there's some lower level podcasts that have come on this show, and I'm like, get on here. I don't know. I don't understand that. So my thoughts are, this is not as big of a world as you think it is. Right? A lot of people go, hey, man, there's so many podcasts and so many news. Yeah, but the ones that get out of that noise, the ones that kind of go past the clouds and get up to the next stratosphere, those are few and far between. And it's only about 0.5% to 1% that are on that national scale that are recognized. We're one of them. Whether people like that or not, and they look at our numbers and go, well, you have 100 people on. How are you, Puppet? Well, you can watch Ben Shapiro and he'll have 400 people on, but he's got 2.5 million followers. Explain to me how that works. Last night, we surpassed Ben Shapiro. Last night, we had better numbers in some cases than the Young Turks. So, I don't know what to tell you. But the point is that our podcast is now in the top 1% of podcasts out there for political podcasts and news podcasts. We on Spotify, we are top 15% video podcast in the world. When it comes to Facebook, we are a top 0.5% contributor and content creator. So although we are not Benny Johnson or we're not Ben Shapiro, but I will tell you that it's not as small of a world as you think. I promise you that there's people who work for Bongino, or there's people who work for Shapiro. They've seen our show. They've seen our content. I know this because they've shared our memes before. So whoever's running their social media sees this stuff. So what I'm saying is I'm not saying like someone sees a meme that I've done and go, oh, you know what? I need to give Matt credit. No, I'm not talking about that. But if I write an article and then you go ahead and like literally use that article and just change the words for a monologue, I take issue with that, right? So I think there needs to be more give and take. And if there's one thing that I'm going to bring to this is more people who more from the top helping the people who are trying to get there. I think more voices in the conservative movement is a good thing.
I keep hearing people say, I liked it when he called him Brandon last night. Did I totally miss that?
Yeah, you missed that. Yeah,
okay.
He did. He had no problem saying those things. Yeah.
Thank you, Angel.
You look so good in red. You're lucky. She looks good out of red too. Let me tell you. So just saying.
And thank you to everyone who said bless you.
Did you sneeze?
I did.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. Bless you.
Thank you.
Actually, God bless you. You know what? I can't bless you. I'm not a priest and I'm not God. So I don't understand why people say bless you. It's God bless you. Do you know the etymology of God bless you and where that came from?
It's something along the lines of in the olden days that you sneezed and people thought you were about to die. And so they wanted to bless you to make sure that you
during the bubonic plague.
Yeah, okay.
One of the signs was severe flu-like symptoms, cold, and the sneeze, everyone would, oh my God, within, a few hours, somebody's going to have fever like typhoid levels and vomiting and liquefy. So during the bubonic plague, that's supposedly the etymology of where God bless you comes from. Sounds good to me. I mean, hell. There's another one. We were talking about, we'll get to the show right now, but you've heard this with Hayden when she was talking about the longbowmen from Queen and Country, and she's like, "Well, where does fuck you come from?" Pardon me, folks. And I said, "Well, Hayden, there's a story, and first of all, f you or fuck you is derivative of the word, like most of our words, from German, which is from frickin' to frickin', and that's the truth. Now, a long time ago, during the days of Britain and England, that there was the recurve bow, the ash recurve bow, many different types of bows and arrow, and the longbow and the longbowmen of England were some of the most feared marksmen in the world, and they surpassed the Romans and the Persians. They surpassed the Greeks and honestly became some of the most feared snipers on the planet. And as they were fighting the rival nations of England, whether that was maybe it was Welsh or maybe it was Hungary or I don't know who it was. I mean, we could take it back to the Moors and the Saxons, which probably what it could have been was the battle with the Moors, because I don't know the etymology of which battles it was, but longbowmen and Moors sound about right, Moors and the Saxons. But anyway, the English longbowmen were so accurate that they once again became feared. So when they were taken over and there were battles that were lost, and there were, they would take the longbowmen and they would cut off their middle finger of their draw hand, because you pull with all three or two fingers, and that middle finger, they would cut it off. And instead of killing them to send a message, they would remove their finger and send them along their way. And very well could have been Germany. I got to look up which battle. Now, this whole story could be full of shit, but it's a good one, and I love it. So they remove the finger and send them back to England, to Queen and Country, never to return to the battlefield, at least as a bowman. So what would happen is that before battles would start, as the Scots would lift their kilts and show them their arse, and show different, and shake their twig and batteries at the opposing army. And other people had, the Vikings would slam, and I got to stop the Irish. And the Vikings would slam their axe upon their shields. All the different battles is everyone had their kind of thing. The Moors would show their long, ungroomed beards, and whatever. Everybody had their little shtick. Well, the English longbowmen before the battle would hold up their hands and then realize that as they did that to show that they still had their finger, they couldn't see it. So they would put their other digits down and show the opposing army their middle finger and pluck you, as in pluck the string, pluck the bow, and shout a moniker at the opposing army as pluck you, and show them they didn't have a finger. And then over the generations, pluck you became fuck you. And that is how we use it today. That's my understanding of the etymology of fuck you.
Got it.
Don't know if it's true. Sounds good.
It's a fun story.
As far as you know, it's true. So I tell it with enough fervor and passion where it just very well may be. So now you know, folks, next time somebody pisses you off, you know why you're telling them to go F themselves.
Yep. So I was going to say, last night after the debate, I'm wondering if anyone saw the post-rally debate that Joe Biden held.
Oh, we're going to talk about that tonight.
Okay, good.
I've got that on a picture.
Got it.
Do you want to kind of set it up for people and let them know?
Sure. Well, after the debate, Biden did a little speech for some fellow Democrats or followers or whatever.
Right, and he went into
say.
what, a Waffle House? It was a Waffle House.
Was it? It looked like a stage. It looked
No,
like a stage.
No. Okay. Jill most assuredly came over and walked him off the stage, but then he went and talked to his followers over at a Waffle House. Remember when he was supposed to be cold and sick and he went over there without a mask and got everyone infected with his debilitating cold?
Well, the whole, Joe, I'm so proud of you. You did so good tonight. It reminds me of when I was potty training my kids. You had pee-pee in the potty, and I'm so proud of you. You made a poo-poo.
You made a poo-poo.
Gosh.
You made a brown little poo-poo.
I'm so proud of you. You did such a good job. You didn't shit your pants today.
And then,
so that's what it reminded me of.
thank you, Kevin.
It was awful. It was so cringe.
And then 10 weeks later.
Thanks, Kev.
Or then, 2 weeks later, God put smell in the poo-poo. And then you're like, no, that's bad. That's a nasty thing. You don't want to.
Oh, goodness.
I love Bill Cosby. Bill
Cosby's comedy and humor. Not really the man.
Well, yeah, Debbie Debbie, you're awesome. Debbie sent over $20 for Ethan's baseball game fund.
She was trying to get up a fund.
There
she goes, they need money to watch so Ethan can watch a game. Who's with me? Is what she said earlier.
Yeah. So you got to love that. Now, also, Sarah sent in something today, but also just sent in something. Sarah, don't go crazy now. I mean, that's like an 800% increase. So we appreciate it, sending $8, but don't overstretch yourself or do that to. We love you no matter what. So wanted to say thank you to the people who had a chance to help out. If you want to donate to the Donut and Friendly Show, you can. You can go to the next slide. That's our welcome. Next slide is linktapgo.com/thedumshow. You can go there and donate, and let's get to it. We've already been talking about the debate, and we like to take the first 15 minutes, just kind of play around and talk a little bit, but we've done a little bit of both. Let's go to the video that Olivia is talking about, because there's two in conjunction with this that are interesting. Liv, remind me after this to get you an email set up so you can put in the tips, and I'll show you how to do that.
Sure.
That way I can keep the show going strong.
How am I going to be able to put the tips
I'll show
in?
you.
Okay.
I'll show you. I've got a skill. See, that's what we do.
That's because I know what you can do with your little finger. Right?
That's because you know what I can do with my little finger. And it's got something to do with pluck you. James Bond, folks. That's not gross because it was by James Bond.
James Bond.
If it's James Bond, it's fair game. Let's get into this. We've got a lot to not do, actually, because we're not going to be on long. This has been a long week. And
we got a show tomorrow, and yeah.
Yeah, we're ready to. By the way, if you haven't been over there, go to the Dumb Show. Go to thedumclub.com if you want to join and watch Primary Colors with us tomorrow. It'll be fun. So here is the video that Olivia was talking about, the potty training of Joe Biden.
The potty training of Joe. That's what it's going to be now.
It looks an awful lot like that. It's pretty embarrassing. Here's the moments here's what they wanted you to see. But I'm actually going to show you what they didn't want you to see as well, which even Olivia hasn't seen. Here's the video. Watch this.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
Holy shit. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like we had these lieutenants, these lieutenant JGs, which are basically like officers who are a step above a private. Nobody listens to them. Lieutenant JGs don't know what they're doing. They get straight out of the academy. They're ring knockers or they're fresh NCOs. And I'm talking to you now. You gotta listen. It's gonna be you. You're not gonna hear me. So that it doesn't matter. Whatever. Just ignore me like everyone else. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to build relationship with the sailors on the ship and the Marines, and they come out and they go, all right, everybody, we've had a great week. You know, we were number 1 in DC drills, general quarters. Congratulations. And we're going to, blow the lid off this thing. And then all of a sudden, like Celebration starts playing behind them. And, they're playing music on the, in the chow hall. And you're like, what the hell are they doing? And celebrate good times. The JG's like dancing like Bill Gates at like Windows 95 Expo, and just like this. And you're watching this person. It's usually a woman. Sometimes it's a guy who acts like a woman because it is the Navy. And they're like, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. And then they talk with the music, and you're like, this is so fucking cringe. And they're like, we are going to have an ice cream social. And people are like, are you fucking, we just want to go to Subic Bay and get our dicks dipped. We want to go get shit-faced in Hong Kong. We don't want an ice cream social. Just give us shore leave. Let us get off this fucking ship. That's what she reminds me of. She reminds me of the morale police in the military that try to boost people up and make them feel like it's like managers who get their people pizza. It's like, guys, we're 347% to revenue goals over last year. We're going to get you. And everyone's like, a raise, a promotion, a vacation, a pizza party. This is reminiscent of what Jill just did to Joe. And Joe's face is very similar to the way we looked about Ice Cream Social. Look at his face.
Cringe.
It's just like, let's watch it again. And just watch Joe Biden here because he has no idea where he is.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
Holy
that
shit.
difference between ordinary and extraordinary.
Just that little bit of extra. That's good. We should record that. I mean, even the scene transition was perfect because we're like, what's that difference between ordinary and extraordinary? Just that little extra.
That's what I contribute to
Carpe
the show.
D's nuts. God, I can't wait to quit this fucking job.
Such a good movie. Oh,
Libby, that was great. See, if you could just be like this more often, Did you get your vitamin B12 injection? Did they hit you instead of Joe? Because, oh my God. Okay, so this is the video you didn't see. And this is even worse. I mean, it's, how does it get worse? Well, I'll show you. Because what you didn't see backstage
making their way off the scene
was this. Dun, 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 dun. Ice cream social. And we're like, this fucking sucks, dude. They'll do like, okay, we're going to line it up here. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do a karaoke night on the ship. And sailors are just like, I just want to go snort opium off of a prostitute's hip bone. Can I just please go catch crabs like everyone else and just
go catch crabs?
Can you just, I want to blow 2-0.
What, did you guys go on the beach and hunt for crabs in the
That's
sand?
exactly what we did. Yes, because if you put your dick in the sand, it's like vagina. It's like warm apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend that for male or female. Sex in the sand is the most comfortable thing in the world. And it never gets in places that are uncomfortable. Like what? A back of a Volkswagen? That's correct. The back of a Volkswagen. What movie is that from? She likes to have sex in uncomfortable places. What? Like a Volkswagen? What movie? Come on. I'm going to fire you. I'm going to change you out for a new wife. Come on, Liv. what can I say? People go down on me. I get extremely relaxed.
I'm drawing a blank. Give me another hint.
Look, Mom, it's a schooner. It's not a schooner, you dumb son of a bitch. It's a sailboat.
Still drawing a blank.
What the shit is wrong with you? Listen, Lois Lane can't have Clark Kent's kid. If she got pregnant, it would kick right through her. His when he ejaculates, it's like a shotgun going off in her uterus.
Clerks? Mallrats?
Mallrats.
It's called Lackanucky. That's what that's called.
Mallrats. I'm a little disappointed in you that it took that long. I'm just saying. Here's the video, folks. Enjoy. Folks, it's Friday night. We're not being serious tonight, and that's just the way it's got to be. Here it is.
It's making their way off the CNN debate stage. Looks like Jill Biden, the First Lady, has come out. Former President Trump walking off the stage. The first debate of the 2024 campaign and the earliest presidential debate.
I mean, look at Trump. Now people are like, where's Melania? Give me a break. Melania, like, you guys, all they do is insult her, call her a whore, make fun of the way she dresses. Why should she show up? So you guys can make fun of her? But watch this, because it's super interesting in the sense that, once again, you take a look at Trump, and I'm going to try to zoom in here. Take a look at Trump. He walks. Yeah, I can't zoom in. He walks directly off.
Off the CNN debate stage. Looks like,
Yep, I see him.
Jill Biden, the
Now
First
watch.
Lady,
Now watch
has
Jill.
come out. Former President Trump walking off the stage. The first debate of the 2024 campaign and the earliest presidential debate ever, now in the books and in front of the voters. Tonight, along with Aaron Burnett, the first word on what those voters might make of it from our political professionals, from our CNN Flash Poll and Swing State Focus Group. We'll be talking to surrogates, including Vice President Harris, getting fact checks from
He walked down the stairs.
Yeah, listen, enough's enough, okay? Can we stop pretending that this is normal? Can we stop pretending that this is okay? We tried to score it last night, right? I mean, we tried. And
Couldn't. I mean, we even said we were going to be fair. And if we agreed, or if Biden said something, 75% of what he said was honest, was truthful, was somewhat good, we would give him a point. None of us gave him any points. It just was awful.
And then what's great is that the left is like, it's nothing but lies. I'm like, what? Wait a second. Stop. Help me understand what lies.
Exactly.
Because here's the biggest one. And I've done a video on this. I'm doing it again. I have to. This is what they are saying. By the way, guys and girls, thank you for the donations. We would love to try to get to 45 tonight, because you guys have went far above and beyond. We thank you so much. If you have the ability, remember, once again, take care of your friends, take care of your family, make sure, vacations are paid for. But if you're sitting there and you have a little bit of extra, you're doing okay. If you can give to the Dumb Show, we appreciate it. And we are 100% funded by you. You guys keep us going. So if you can stop by, buy a shirt, buy a hat, or donate, you can do that at linktapgo.com/thedumbshow. And if you can't donate, that's fine too. Just throw us a like. Make sure right now you're liking the show. We got 92 likes already, which is incredible. That's huge. With only 120 people on in the normal social media aspect. So that means a great deal. People are starting to learn to like and appreciate the show. Plus, Live's hot. So here's the video. This is interesting. I've shown this before. I've done a full show on debunking this, but I'm going to do it again.
History, you're changing culture.
So here's what they say. Remember what they said about Trump is that Trump said that there were good people on both sides in Charlottesville. Now, Liv, do you remember what happened there? Do you remember at all?
Not really. I mean, I know you've told me before, but
it's okay.
I don't.
So there was a Robert E. Lee statue. And there was a group of people who wanted to take it down, and there's a group of people who wanted to take it up. And those two people are just constituents. They're voters. They have nothing to do with this whatsoever. Then there was a group of people who were Black Panther militants. And then there were supposedly tiki torch white nationalists who all came out and, falling down white crisp shirts with a black tie and the pocket protectors, like little Aryan Nation boys. And Donald Trump disavowed them. So what they did is they took this 15-second clip and cut the first 30 and the back 30 off. So it makes it sound like he's saying that the racists were good people. This is one of the biggest lies and misnomers. And here it is. And this is something the left, they continue. All of them, all the blue pundit check marks, Harry Sasan and Brooklyn Dad and all of these yutzes. Keith Olbermann continue. The Lincoln Project continue. In fact, the Lincoln Project is so effing bad. And I wish I could get that fat son of a bitch on this show because I just want to bitch slap him. There's an old, I don't need to get into it. But anyway, he went ahead and on one of the tour buses for Trump's rallies, he actually hired people to bring tiki torches, white people, and stage white nationalists supporting Trump. And this is the Lincoln Project. It's what these guys do. He's also a kid toucher. So, you know, these type of things, they don't play. But this whole thing was why supposedly Joe Biden ran for office, was because of what Donald Trump said. I want you to listen to this because this is absolute horse shit. It's just it's all a lie. Here's both videos. I'll show them to you both. Here's the one that they always play.
History, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. History, you're
There's your proof of what was said before. Now here's the whole.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America. And as I have said many times before, no matter the color of our skin, we all live under the same laws. We all salute the same great flag. And we are all made by the same Almighty God. We must love each other, show affection for each other, and unite together in condemnation of hatred, bigotry, and violence. We must rediscover the bonds of love and loyalty.
Thanks, Jennifer.
That bring us together as Americans.
Jennifer just joined the DUM Club, gold level, so great to have you. Get your name on the site. Your welcome email should be coming shortly. Thank you, Jennifer.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans. We are a nation founded on the truth that all of us are created equal. We are equal in the eyes of our Creator. We are equal under the law, and we are equal under our Constitution. Those who spread violence in the name of bigotry strike at the very core of a
It's pretty clear to me. I'm having problems with my mouse.
Uh-oh, does it need to be charged?
I can't. No, I just can't right click.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to try to close this down. Okay. I'm going to have to do some emergency work here. Okay, so that works there. It's got to be a bug in Safari. That's why we figure things out. Let's see.
we can.
There it goes. All right. So Trump did condemn white supremacists, and it's right here. There's fact checks on it. It's 100% fake. It's not true. They took the portion of the video and they simply just manufactured it. You know, the things that they accuse the right of doing, the deep fakes that we supposedly did on Biden. How do they feel about it now? So how did the right deep fake that entire debate, Livia?
Apparently we're just that good.
Pretty talented. Well,
Pretty talented,
if you think that that's bad, here's CNN literally fact checking.
He said he's put in a $15 per shot.
Fact checking Joe Biden. And when CNN starts to fact check you, you know it's not a good thing. Here it is.
me some of them. He said he's the only president in a while who didn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world. Troops have, of course, died on his watch. He said he's put in a $15 per shot cap on insulin and Medicare. It's a $35 a month cap. He said it's a $200 cap on overall drug spending in Medicare. It's $2,000 a year. He said the border now has fewer crossings than when Trump was in office. That's generally not true. He said, or at least strongly suggested, unemployment was at 15% when he took office. It was actually 6.4. He said Trump wants to get rid of Social Security. Trump doesn't. He said billionaires pay 8.2% in taxes. It's much higher. He said Trump told Americans to inject bleach amid COVID. We know Trump made foolish comments about scientists studying disinfectant injection, but didn't frame it as advice to people. And Biden said the Border Patrol endorsed him. No, its union supported the border bill he'd supported, never endorsed him himself.
Wow,
he said,
that sounded like that CNN dude was somewhat supporting Trump.
Yeah, he's not. He's a dick.
No,
but
I know that, but holy cow, the fact that he actually defended Trump.
Well, he didn't defend Trump. He fact-checked Biden. There's a very big difference, right? So, you know what would have been nice is like, here's the things that Donald Trump said that were actually true. The problem is that what a lot of people don't understand is I said Jake Tapper was going to be fair. I didn't say why Jake Tapper was going to be fair. I just told you he was. And guess what? I wound up being right. So God forbid that I'm right again. Folks, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't sit here and trash Democrats just because it's fun and it makes me money or it gives me a job. I trash Democrats when they're wrong. I trash Republicans when they're wrong. I have slammed Donald Trump harder than anybody over the last 4 years. There's nobody who's been harder on him who still remains loyal, because I'm sorry that I have expectations of my president. I'm sorry that I hold him to a high standard, and he should be held to a high standard. He's the most powerful man in the land. He represents more people than anyone on the planet truly represents. He makes decisions that impact the future of my children's lives. Of course I should hold him accountable. Of course he should be held to a higher standard than anyone else. So when you do that, it doesn't make you disloyal. It makes you a citizen. It makes you a patriot, because in the end, this isn't the Donald Trump party. This is America, and we are American citizens, and we have a right to question our elected officials, not our elected leaders, because they're not our leaders. They don't lead you in any. Please tell me any time a politician has led you in anything. How has a politician come to your door and solicited your partnership and asked for your followership to lead you in an initiative? It's never happened.
No.
Then they're not leading you. In fact, that politician asks you to follow them and support them. But that's still not leadership. Leadership is having an impact on people who you are in charge of, and guiding them and directing them to a mutually assured goal of success. That's what a leader does. That's what they do as a quarterback on the field. It's what a captain does on a hockey team. It's what a head coach does. It's what a teacher does. It's what a scoutmaster does. Well, sometimes they do some other shit. You get my point. Politicians aren't leaders. I hate it when people say that there are elected leaders. They don't lead me. They don't represent me. Because here's the thing. I don't care which politician it is. I'm probably better at them at doing what they think they can do. Because if I don't understand something, I will go and master it. You can ask my wife. My daughter's the same way. And I will go and learn it. And although I will not be excellent at it, I will be effective at it and good at it. And that's the way I've been my whole life. I don't need someone to lead me. I need someone to represent me, because 332 million people showing up for a session of Congress is not realistic. So therefore, we need elected representatives to go and ensure that our voices are heard. That's your job. Your job isn't to lead. Your job is to follow me and listen to what I say and go and say it again and espouse those things on the White House congressional floors. That's your job. It's not to lead me. President Trump's not my leader. No elected official is my leader. My leader is me. My leader is my guidepost around my faith, around my country, and my family and my friends. Those are the things that lead me to a path of success, not some, dictaphone stating, suit wearing politician who will only give a shit about me whenever he's trying to go ahead and take my vote. They are not leaders. Stop giving them that power. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and challenge Donald Trump, good for you. You're not seditious. Guess what? I challenged Donald Trump a shit ton, and I'm still here. And I'm pushing for him, and I want him to win, but I wanted him to be better. And last night, he achieved that. What did you think, Liv? You've been just as hard on him. You got just as sick of him as I did at times.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about last night?
I think that he was definitely back to 2016 form, but more polished, because he'd never been on the political side of things before. He was running as a businessman, and now he's been on the political side and he knows how to play politics.
Right.
So he had that same, I guess, oomph to his step, but he was a little more savvy about it. He wasn't as arrogant. He didn't repeat himself only a couple times. To make a point. He wasn't, he only lost track like one time, and he didn't go off on a bunch of tangents like he always did. And he kept his cool and calm and composure. And even in the debates in 2020, even when he wasn't going after Biden, and when Biden would say something, Donald Trump would just jump down his throat. He was making faces and doing stuff like that. He just kept his calm composure, and so I think he's polished up his act, and I think he's doing much better.
Do you think he pulls women in more last night?
I think yes. I think he definitely did. With the abortion portion of it, yes, I think that helped him a little bit.
Did he answer that satisfactorily?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it was decent.
He certainly got Biden to spin his wheels, and nobody. I guess somebody corrected me and said that Biden didn't say third trimester, but he did. He did. I don't think he said that, but he was talking about. He asked him, "When do you think, abortion should be legal, and where's the buck stop?" And he answered the third trimester. So he was talking in his word salad. So he may not have said, "I believe babies should be aborted up until the third trimester," but that's what he said. So he did say that. And why they're not hitting him on that?
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Well,
and you would think that they would.
Well,
that was the biggest snafu of the night, I thought.
I thought that's the one that you make a commercial out of. Mm-hmm. Is that he openly he did say the third trimester. Now, I think what he was trying to say is nobody supports third trimester before the third trimester. I think that's what he was trying to say.
But that's not what he said.
But that's not what he said. And that's the whole point. And if you're going to hit him on the things that he said, then you got to hit him on that. And I was really like, whoa, dude, that should be everywhere. And I don't understand what Republicans are doing, because that puts it to bed right there. Yeah. But I also think the Republicans are staying away from it because they want to take abortion off the table.
Yeah, they want to get rid of it.
They just want to get rid of it. And if they start doing this and hitting them on this, it's just going to solidify the base. Yeah. I think the Republicans are in a good spot. They're fundraising. They're together. Trump said we. I love that last night.
Included. It's not just I.
That's huge.
I was pleasantly surprised with the moderators.
Yeah, me too.
Everything I'd heard about you and Leroy and Amy saying about them and how biased they are.
I didn't say Jake Tapper was.
But he's never liked Trump, and he's openly.
Oh yeah. I did say he was going to be fair. I said that.
So I was pleasantly surprised, and I was, because I'm thinking it's CNN. This is where Biden wanted it on CNN, which means they're going to give him some lowball questions, and they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and they're going to let him ramble on a little bit more. They were very just even keel the whole board the whole time, and they treated both of them the same.
Yeah.
And they even cut Biden off a few times. When he went over his time, they didn't let him go over his time.
Yeah.
They were Mr. President, we're done,
Yeah.
And even when they would, they had a question And then they would be like, wait a sec, I want to go back here. And, they talk about that. And then they're like, you have 67 seconds left. This was the question, blah, 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 blah. They did that to
they
them
killed it.
So a couple times for both. So I was pleasantly surprised. I am not upset in any way of how the debate turned out as far as the moderators are concerned.
I openly said the same thing during the middle of the day. I said they deserve credit because it was done. This is the format. If I was Donald Trump, listen, here's what it comes down to. Joe Biden fixed this to have all the advantages in this debate. He practiced for a week and he still sucked.
Yep.
Okay. Donald Trump, you know what he said? Anytime, anywhere, any place. You know what? He did anywhere, anytime, any place, and he kicked his ass. So I don't care what people say. I don't care what they're saying about Joe Biden. It's just them sticking behind their candidate because they don't want Trump. They know these people don't want Biden. They know he's too damn old. They know he's shit. They know the country's shit, but they have so much TDS, they can't openly admit it. This is so reminiscent of Jimmy Carter. This is like the people who defend Jimmy Carter still and say, oh, he's such a nice guy and he did so many things for foreign relations. Yeah, when he was out of office, he was a piece of shit president. He sucked. He fucking sucked with a capital F-U. Okay? He was horrible. Jimmy Carter was a shit president. That's it. I don't care. He's a nice Christian. Fuck him. He sucked.
Nice guy.
He sucked. Okay? I'm sorry. Jimmy Carter was complete dog shit in every facet. And I told everybody 4 years ago that Joe Biden was going to do everything Jimmy Carter did, but worse. Guess what happened? You go look at Jimmy Carter's record and go look from energy, from the Middle East, till muck-ups with Iran, to appeasing terrorism. Go look at the valuation of the dollar. Go look at inflation. Go look at lines for freaking off license plate, odd and even coupons for gas. Go look at what Jimmy Carter did and then compare it to Joe Biden, and you are going to have mirrors of each other.
I was a little too young
Someone
to remember the debate.
ban Kerry. Just ban him. Just fucking ban him. I can't deal with this guy tonight. So somebody get rid of him, please. Thank you.
I was a little too young to remember the debate between Reagan and Carter. Sorry.
You don't have to, because that was one of the worst elections ever in history, because people were done. They were absolutely done. Communism was on the rise. People were sick of conflicts in Vietnam. And honestly, what was more memorable was Reagan and Mondale. And you want to talk about a debate that was absolutely just ridiculous. No, don't ban him. I don't feel like tolerating his shit tonight. So Carter was awesome. Fucking
Amy already got it.
Okay, good. So whatever. I can't stand that fucking guy. You just take a look at the debates in the past. Okay. You can look at Obama and Romney. You can take a look at Reagan. You can take a look at Carter. You can take a look at Mondale and Reagan, which was probably one of the best debates. Mondale was a piece of shit. Mondale got his ass handed to him by Reagan, but it was a fun debate. It was probably one of the best. You've never seen it, have you?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay, hold on a second.
I know that Iran had invaded the U.S. embassy in Iran, right, under Carter. And then Reagan was like, his first day, they released him because he was like, I'm going in on my first day.
It's
something like that.
A lot different than that. There were hostages that were taken, and I can go into that after I show you this. If
I
you
remember
want.
seeing the movie, but
yeah.
But I'm wondering if our hostages will be released by Hamas.
Well, that's why I told
Trump
you it's
gets
the
in.
exact same. No,
Yeah.
Even if they do, nothing can save Biden.
No, if Trump gets in, if they're going to release him at that point, because they know that Trump's not going to be fucking around.
Yeah, probably. Here's a video.
I know it's late and you all have families, but I'm just.
Here's a video
keep
of
talking.
Reagan and Mondale. This is probably one of the best one-liners ever to be done. Reagan's age came up multiple times. And this is how you handle the age question. Listen to this.
3 years old. There are some concerns about his ability, especially mentally, to keep doing the job. Nobody knew anything about Alzheimer's at this point, but there were some concerns that were out there. In the first debate, Reagan against Mondale, there are moments when Reagan seems, he's lost for words. He seems to go blank.
The system is still where it was with regard to the progressivity, as I've said.
Walter Mondale says, looking back, he said that was the one moment he believed he really could win that election.
Today we have a brand new race.
They got 2 weeks to get ready for the next debate. There is one more debate, and Reagan has one challenge. He has got to reassure the country that what they saw in that first debate was an aberration, that he'll be fine getting a second term as president. And so he shows up for the second debate. He knows the question's coming. His people around him were trying to coach him. He told them before, no, I got it. They didn't know what he had in store. So the question comes up. The moderator says to him,
You already are the oldest president in history, and some of your staff say you were tired after your most recent encounter with Mr. Mondale. I recall yet that President Kennedy had to go for days on end with very little sleep during the Cuba Missile Crisis. Is there any doubt in your mind that you would be able to function in such circumstances?
Not at all, Mr. Truitt, and I want you to know that also I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
It's a great moment because obviously it's a great...
What's great about that is Mondale laughed. There was a level of respect back in the day between Democrats and Republicans. Although we disagreed on many things, there was mutual admiration between the two that we always wanted what was best for the company, best for the country. Reagan was a sharp as a tack. And even though this is what I said in my show today, and if you guys haven't had a chance to watch it, is that this is very reminiscent of Ronald Reagan is where Joe Biden was in 2016, where he was in 1984 with Mondale, the signs of early Alzheimer's coming on, or dementia, or whatever you would like to call it. But Ronald Reagan was Alzheimer's. Biden, he was there in 2016. These signs showed a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And now he has progressed 8 years. And folks, dementia, Alzheimer, it doesn't get better with time. It gets worse. Joe Biden is on the precipice of he will not survive 4 years. He just won't. And this is something you must consider. If you vote for Joe Biden, you are putting Kamala Harris in the Oval Office. This is terrifying to Americans. People do not like Kamala Harris. They do not want her there. I don't think they're going to change Joe out. They can't. When Leroy said it was too early or too late, listen to me. Let me show you how you do it. You ready? Good evening, America. I regret to inform you and have developed a long speech to tell you all the things that I would like to go ahead and convey in such a short period of time. And judgment and history will be the epitaph that I leave on my legacy as president. But I have tried to do something that I am incapable of doing. I took on Donald Trump in 2020 because I believe that he was a danger to the United States of America and this democracy. However, when 2024 came around, I always believed I would be a single-term president. But when I saw Donald Trump rise to power yet again, even more fervently than he did in 2020, I felt personally obligated to take him on. I pushed, I drove, I sacrificed my dignity, I sacrificed the support and trust of the American people in order to take on a fight that, like Ali or like Jack Nicholson, maybe not understanding the time to retire is more important than the next fight and the next bout and the next round of golf. However, I can no longer keep up this fight. I can no longer carry on. I can no longer be the bastion of freedom that you need me to be in order to ensure that Donald Trump does not gain power and destroy our country like he tried to do in 2016 to 2020. I am humbly asking you, with 90 days to go in this election, to please take the support you had for me and recognize that Gavin Newsom can take this fight up. He is a younger version of who I am. He has all the passion, all the smarts, and all the ability, and I trust him implicitly, and I am asking you to endorse Gavin Newsom as President of the United States. That's how you do it. You do it for 7 minutes, you do it quick, and you fucking crush it. And then you walk away. Every single Biden supporter will vote for Newsom. He's still not going to win, but that's how you do it. It's not too many words. He can read off of a teleprompter. You did not see his rallying cry today. He sounded great because he's reading a teleprompter. He's very good on a teleprompter. He's fine. But on his little rally he had today, he was doing great. It's not give them ideas. It's what I do. It's what I would do if I was running a national campaign. If I was going to change out Biden, that's how you do it. So when Leroy said they won't do, they can't, they can. And that's how you do it. They won't. And I have said this a million times, and I will tell you why. Home court advantage and incumbency is the greatest power ever. You get to leave a legacy of federal judges. You get to go ahead and have clemency at the end of the presidency. You get to put staff in place that gets held over into the next presidency. There's a lot of control you have when you're changing party affiliation presidencies. There's a lot of things that Biden will get. Now, Democrats know what's around the corner. Let me tell you what's around the corner. Tom, you're not listening. I didn't say that's what Joe Biden's going to do. Leroy said there's no way he's going to do it because he can't. And I just showed you how he can. I didn't say he would. Do you understand? I'm telling you how he could. He won't because Joe Biden was passed over for Hillary Clinton. He will never forgive Obama for that. Joe Biden worked to get here. He ran in 87. He wanted to run against Trump in 16. Obama would not support it. He barely supported him in 2020. He came out 2.5 months before and started stumping for him because Joe Biden said he would completely dissolve all of the regulations, the deregulation and the executive orders that Donald Trump put into place. That's the only reason he did it. Joe Biden's not going to give up power. That's number one. Number two, the home court advantage of being the incumbent is one of the most powerful things in politics. There's only been 3 presidents in the last 100 years who've lost incumbency. Donald Trump is one of them. Okay?
I think they also probably don't want to waste Newsom on this.
That's
he's in the bag for 2028.
That's correct. You don't burn Newsom, but more importantly, here's the truth. Okay, the truth is that Joe Biden, his supporters will stand by him just as much as we will stand by Trump, and they will give him the empathy vote. So this is what you're gonna see. They're gonna push him across the finish line. The only way Joe Biden will not run is if he collapses. If he has a Hillary moment and collapses, and remember, he stayed in the basement in 2020 for a reason because he couldn't run then. He can't run now. Listen to me, people. This is where people frustrate me. I hate reading chat at this. Newsom, no way. I didn't say Newsom. I'm telling you what the Democrats are going to do. No shit, Newsom, no way. Okay? I know. I'm not telling this. See, this is like when people, they are assuming that this is what I want. I'm just telling you what they can do. I'm giving you your options of what you're going to see. You're going to see, they're not switching out Joe Biden. They have resigned to the fact that this election is no longer going to work. But here's why they will not throw Joe out, because he gives them the most down ticket votes. Even if you keep him in there and he loses to Trump statewide, it's going to help you on down ticket ballot. And they want the House and they want the Senate. They desperately want the House back. They want Hakeem Jeffries prepped. Because here's why. Because Hakeem Jeffries is probably the person they're going to tap next, not Gavin Newsom. Hakeem Jeffries is very much taking an Obama path. His careers come out of nowhere, like the Obama path. They're grooming him for president. Nobody's told you this yet because I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to put too much into people's heads. But Hakeem Jeffries is probably going to be the next person running for president. That's why they want the House desperately. They want Hakeem to take that power from Johnson. Once he establishes that, he's on an Obama track. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Gavin Newsom very well may be a VP, though. Very well could be VP because they're going to try to go ahead and string some elections together. They want 16 years. They don't want 8. Do you understand? So they want Hakeem Jeffries. Newsom would be a great VP. Then he's young enough. Hakeem Jeffries takes it, gets his 8, gets his 4. Newsom comes in. He gets his 8. He gets his 4. They have a very much a very successful campaign structure to take multiple years in the White House, very much like Reagan and Bush did. Yes, and vomit Jeffries. I know. I'm not telling you this because I like Jeffries. I don't like liberals. Okay? I'm telling you this because I'm a strategist when it comes to politics, and I understand how the game is played. Hakeem Jeffries is being groomed. And I'm trying to help you with this because Newsom doesn't have the financial, economic, and social success in California because California is a shithole. So they want to put some distance between the bad blood in California and give him a national stage. I'd be very surprised if Newsom does not transfer governorship to another person and run for Senate. Less accountability in the Senate. See, there you go, Kat. Now she's thinking. Damn it, there you go, Kat. Kat just said what I was going to say. See, she's smart. I was just going to say this. Kamala will run for governor of California. Yeah, that's what will probably happen. You'll see Newsom go ahead, and if something happens to Biden, you'll see Newsom stand in. And then you'll probably see Kamala go do governor of California. It makes sense. Her career's over. She's never going to be president. So she can go to California and take the hit, take it off of Newsom, and then Newsom can have an actual run at 2028. See what I'm saying? This isn't checkers, folks. This is chess. You got to start thinking differently. You're playing a one-dimensional game. I need you to think in 3 dimensions. You've got to start seeing things because they're telling you what they're going to do. Newsom followed Biden around just in case Biden couldn't make it to the final few months. He's in the wings waiting because no matter what he says, he's waiting in case Biden hits the deck. If Biden hits the deck, Newsom will step up. Okay?
At that point, can they pick a new VP to get Kamala out?
So this is what happens, okay? When the if the president steps down in the 25th Amendment, the vice president becomes the president and the Speaker of the House becomes the vice president. That's Mike Johnson. So I want you to think about this. Mike Johnson becomes the second most powerful person in America.
Oh, they're not going to claim the 25th because they don't want that.
That's right. You don't want Mike Johnson as a vice president. So because the Speaker of the House will hold an election and ultimately the House and the Senate will decide, because the American people can't have a vote for VP, they will decide who the Speaker gets to be. And whoever's in power will ultimately get that. They're
going to wait to pull it. They're hoping that Biden wins it, and they're going to wait to pull it until he's in his second term.
That's correct.
And then they're hoping to win this Congress at that point. So they've got a new speaker.
There you go.
Blah, 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 blah,
that a girl.
That's what they're hoping for.
That a girl. Now you're fucking cooking with gas. You just said it. Good. That's great. Got my work here is done. This house is exercise. The demons. That's exactly right. You don't do it now. You get him in. You vote the 25th. You put Kamala in place. You move Hakeem Jeffries because they win the House. He becomes Speaker. He becomes the Vice President. Hakeem Jeffries goes ahead and decides you're there. You have Kamala be the face of the presidency, but you have Hakeem making all the decisions. It'll very much be Dick Cheney and George Bush Jr. George Bush Jr. didn't run the country. Dick Cheney did. It's the old Potomac two-step. You have a figurehead in Kamala. She's soft on the eyes. Her cackle's fucking annoying. You tell her to shut up. You tell her to stop talking. You go ahead and have Hakeem Jeffries, and then he's waiting in the wings. Kamala goes out of the way. Hakeem Jeffries takes the presidency, puts Newsom on the VP ticket, and you've got a very solid ticket. It curtails to the white elitists, and it gets black people. It's a very good ticket, Hakeem Jeffries and Gavin Newsom. Folks, I did this 4 years ago, and I told you about DeSantis, and I told you about Haley. Guess what? I was right. Okay? I'm doing the same thing here. I'm telling you right now, this is what you're going to see from the Democrats.
People are still saying they're worried about Hillary.
Hillary is not get guys. There is not a fucking chance in hell that Hillary Clinton is going to get tapped. There's same with Michelle Obama. Okay, it's not going to happen ever. Okay, relax. Now, you want to know what Donald Trump's thinking? Donald Trump is waiting to announce his VP for a couple of reasons. Let me tell you why. What, you know what? You're killing it tonight, Liv. Why do you think Donald Trump is waiting for his VP? Tell me why.
You know that I don't know.
What if this election, what if this debate went bad? What do you think Donald Trump would have done today?
Announced his VP.
Correct. Change the news cycle. That's the best way to do it. So now, did it go bad?
No.
So he's going to wait.
Doesn't he have to announce it by the...
You know, I feel like Mr. Miyagi. Look eye. Always look eye. Look eye. Wax off. Wax on. Wax off. Look eye. Always look eye. Fuck. If you want to be Danielson, you got to fucking learn how to wax on, wax off. You asked a question, let me answer it.
Do you really want me to answer that?
I want the wax off.
I already know how to wax on, wax off.
You want sushi? You got sushi. All right. So, if the debate would have went bad, he would have announced his VP today. Changed the news cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did it go bad?
No.
Okay. So, what's coming up on the 13th?
I don't know, to be completely honest. I'm not
Something
sure.
really important.
It's not the RNC.
No. Something really important that's going on in New York. After somebody was convicted, they have their
Sentencing.
Donald Trump will have his sentencing.
Oh.
What if it doesn't go his way?
Announce the VP.
Announce the VP. Change the news cycle. So he's holding on to this for the right time. Now, Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is going to be sentenced as well. That is a huge news cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big thing. So Donald Trump also wants to time it around that, because that negative press, Donald Trump's going to go, he's going to ghost for 72 hours. You won't hear shit from him. He won't even post on Truth Social. Maybe one post ribbing Hunter and that's it. Then he's going to just let the news cycle eat Hunter alive. So then it's the RNC.
Don't they have to announce it by the RNC?
Yeah, during the RNC.
Okay.
I mean, you want to. In fact, no, there's been people who have not had a vice president candidate, and I'm trying to remember who. I know that there's been presidential candidates who have not announced before, but he will. Now, let's go ahead and go through the candidates. Okay. The people that he's pushing right now, very, very hard, are Tim Scott, because Tim Scott is immensely loyal and he brings the South. He delivers Georgia. He probably puts Virginia in play heavily. It might play in Minnesota and Wisconsin a little bit, but it's going to do very well in Arizona too. Tim Scott's very religious. He brings the Christians out in Arizona. It's going to help him. So Tim Scott, even though he's a stump, and I'm sorry, he's Magoo, so is Mike Pence. And Mike Pence brought him the Christian South and the elitist Christians in the upper north. Tim Scott brings him the South Christians, the Deep South Christians, and the Southern Belt of the Southwest. So it's the same thing Mike Pence did, brings him the Christians. So it's a very good pickup. I've always said Tim Scott, he's black and he's a Christian. Two things you can't go wrong with when you're a Republican. So that's a good play. I don't like Tim Scott as far as energy and drive, but I don't care. I'm never going to see him again after the election. Who cares? And he's a nice guy. He really is. He's a smart man. I no disrespect. I'm just telling you, I'm rating him on his overall personality. He's just boring. Okay. He's the type of guy who goes, honey, you want to spice it up tonight? You can be on top. Really? Yeah. Got to keep your bra on still, though. I promise I will. Okay. So it's just boring, right? So now let's take a look at J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is extremely smart. He plays with the younger generation. He brings you white educated. He brings you white uneducated. He brings you women because he's soft on the eyes. He is a relative unknown, but they are pushing J.D. Vance hard. Hard. He got the primetime slot on Fox and Friends for the interview. The other ones were early morning or late morning. J.D. Vance got the primetime slot. He was on Hannity. He was first position last night. So they're really pushing J.D. Vance because he's a smart guy. Now, the problem is that he's fairly unvetted and unknown, and there could be some skeletons there that we don't like. So they're vetting him hard now. J.D. Vance is an interesting thing because he doesn't bring you Michigan. He doesn't bring you Wisconsin, but he brings you middle of the road type people. He brings you libertarians, and he might bring you Nikki Haley supporters, some of them. And DeSantis, he brings you DeSantis' team for sure. So Trump's playing Vance heavy right now. Okay. The third thing, and you all don't want to hear it, and you're all upset at me, and I don't really fucking care, is Nikki Haley is still being considered for vice president. And that is why Trump really hasn't announced it, is because he's seeing how the polls are on his abortion answer, because he didn't answer that well. Now, you might go ahead and jump in here and say, oh, come on, Matt. He did. No, he didn't. That was the poorest answer of the night. He ran circles. Now, he got Biden to say something stupid, which made his answer look better. But he really needs to ensure that abortion isn't on the ticket this year like it was.
What about Youngkin?
No, Youngkin's not there.
Okay.
They're vetting. Now, the billionaire donors right now are pushing. Here's some inside baseball that you're not hearing on the media that I know because I have two very good friends who know Youngkin and work with Youngkin very well, and they like to talk. The two things that I know for sure is the billionaire donors that have all flocked to Trump now because they're hedging their bets on the stock market are asking for Nikki Haley to be on the ticket. They're pushing him hard for Haley. And they should, because Haley's going to bring him the most votes. His base is going to be all pissy, but they won't give a shit. They don't care. As long as they make Biden look bad, they don't give a shit. They're going to pretend, oh, Nikki Haley's a neocon and she's a warmonger and she loves the Jews and blah, 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 blah. And all that shit will be gone in a day.
Trump's base is going to vote for Trump no matter what.
Trump's base is going to vote for Trump no matter what. So Nikki Haley, even though Trump has come out and said, no, she's not, he did say he's very much considering her for a high-level position. He said that. He's smoothing that. But the thing is Nikki Haley takes abortion off the table. She crushes it. Her answer for abortion amongst Democrats and Republicans was the single most popular answer from any stump speech, any debate in recent memory. Both sides loved her answer, and it was right down the road. You eliminate the Democrats' ability to say that they're going to take away abortion because that's not what Nikki Haley wants, and she says it in a way that's coherent and articulate.
And she's a woman.
So Youngkin is 2028. Youngkin is 2028, possibly with a DeSantis ticket, but Youngkin is 2028. And because a Youngkin Newsom, that
would be,
oh my God,
one of the
best
election years.
Yeah, because Newsom's not an idiot. I don't care what you say. He is charismatic. He is smart. And this guy has a horrible track record in California that somehow he convinces people that it's good. He has a lot of charisma. Do not underestimate Gavin Newsom. He survived a recall in California. He's a piece of shit, and I despise the fucking guy. But man, the Democrats love him just as much as we will love Youngkin. You don't know who he is yet. You will. and they're going to start pushing him out there more and more. But you will fall in love with Youngkin just like I fell in love with him, and Virginia and Olivia fell in love with him too. He's an amazing governor. But Youngkin is probably going to be the 2028 stamp. So you don't want to use him now. So my thoughts, J.D. Vance is a good chance. Tim Scott's a good chance. And Nikki Haley, probably Secretary of State. Or she very well could get the VP ticket. Because here's the thing. If those billionaire donors go to Trump and say, like they did with him in 2016, they went to Trump and they said, you want our money, you put Pence on the ticket. You cannot get the Christian element. You grabbed him by the pussy. You've said some horrible shit. They don't believe you. You need a Christian on the ticket. You either put Pence on the ticket or we're pulling our money. Trump put Pence on the ticket. And it was a smart move because it won him the election. Not the only reason, but a big reason. If he didn't have Pence on the ticket, I severely doubt he would have been as close. And those 90,000 votes would have probably went to Hillary. Even with Jill Stein siphoning and as fucked up as she was. But if those billionaire donors come in and he needs that money, don't kid yourself. And they say you need to put Nikki Haley on the ticket or make her Secretary of State or give her a prominent position in your cabinet and have her talk about abortion for you on the stump. He should do it because this is what politics is. It's compromise. Trump isn't stupid. He knows she's still hitting 19 to 23%. She just won 19% in Texas. I told you Nikki Haley is a huge draw for Trump. It doesn't help his base, but his base is not going anywhere. It helps the middle electorate.
And that's what you're trying to win.
Yes.
You're not trying to win over the base
That's
because
right.
the base is already won over. You're trying to get
That's
the voters who are on the fence or are really not happy with Biden, but still don't like Trump, but are looking for an excuse to not vote for Biden.
Yes.
That's who they're trying to get.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get the women back.
Yep.
And I'm letting you know, as a woman, Haley's the way to get the women back.
She is.
Because she's relatable. And he lost the suburban female vote. And Nikki Haley is relatable to the suburban female.
And according to the polls, he's losing the older demographic rural vote. And if that's the case, the only way you get it back is with Haley. You got to get those college-educated women and men. Mm-hmm. You got to start. You've hit all demographics. The one thing you're not hitting is college-educated men and women. You're not getting those liberal elitists. You're not going to, but you can get the middle of the ground ones. Carl says, sounds like Matt is coaching baseball. Well, that's the way I've always taught. I don't. There's Mr. Miyagi moments when it comes to this stuff. I've earned the credibility for people to shut up and listen.
Mr. Miyagi
moment. If I don't have your credibility after 4 years of being right about this stuff, then I don't know what to tell you. There's times where, listen, I know when I walk into a situation, if I'm going to walk into a Guitar Center, I'm going to listen to the guy with the freaking hair that's 4 feet long and has a nose ring, because this guy probably knows how to play a guitar. I'm not going to tell him how to play a guitar. If I call a plumber, I'm not going to tell him how to install a plumbing main. I'm going to listen to him. Okay, well, 4 years I've been right about this shit. So, Mr. Miyagi moment, I'm going to teach. Because how do I know this? Because it's what I would do. If I was in charge of a national campaign, I would most assuredly try to get Hakeem Jeffries in after the 2024 election, let Biden and Kamala take it over the finish line, put Kamala in as president, get Hakeem Jeffries in there as VP, have him run the country just like George Bush Jr. did not, and Dick Cheney and his cronies did. Obama's entire cabinet is in there anyway. Biden's not running the fucking country. How's it going to change with Kamala? They're not going to give her the keys. Jeffries is running it now anyway with the crew that's trying to put him in place. Then you go ahead and you put Trump up against it. You give him a solid VP candidate that's going to give him the most votes possible so he can win this thing. And this all becomes a moot point, and that's Nikki Haley. And if it's not Nikki Haley, then you got to go with either Tim Scott or Vance. And if you put Vivek Ramaswamy in there, you're probably going to lose the election. Just letting you know. If he picks Vivek Ramaswamy, this election's probably over. That is probably the worst mistake he can make. Bagram, whatever. Smart fucking guy. Nobody knows him. And he doesn't. I told you how much I loved him during the debates. He's amazing. I love the guy. If you could take him and just stick him into Trump sometimes, holy shit. But you can't. And he doesn't have the appeal. He wouldn't make a good vice president because he's not soft on the eyes. I mean, the guy looks like Marty Feldman with longer hair. He's, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but you got to have curb appeal. You got to be able to sell the house.
People are attracted to attractive, and that's just what it is. And you know?
Avalyn says Nikki won left votes when she removed a Confederate symbol from the state grounds when she was governor. Confederate symbols should be removed from state grounds. It's not our flag. The United States flag is our flag. I happen to agree with her. That's it. And no matter what anyone says, I understand the history. I understand the history of the rebel flag. However, that was whether you like that or not. You may not like me. You might hate me for this. But it doesn't make me a lefty. It makes me a historian. They were a seditious, treasonous group. They lost. I'm sorry, but you don't put the flag of a defeated military presence. We don't put the English flag anywhere. It's the same people that are putting Ukraine flag up. Why the fuck are we putting Ukraine up in our country? I don't want the rebel flag on a state house at all. It's not the flag of that state. You put the United States of America and you put your state flag. The only one who doesn't is Texas. Texas has just a different set of rules in the way they do things. They believe that the Lone Star flag is the flag in the United States is secondary, even though they don't treat it like that. They do show this respect and deference for the nation's flag. But they
have a pledge to their own flag
trust me.
They teach every child,
Trust
and
me.
every child says it.
Texas is just a different place. And I'm not being rude to people. I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings, but the rebel flag, they lost. I don't want it anywhere. It was the start of the movement the start of the movement of the statues was done because of BLM and because of 1619 Project, and it was done because of black replacement theory. It wasn't because of Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley had a proposed amendment from people who wanted it removed because black people felt uncomfortable when they went to their state capital and saw a flag that represented everything that was antithetical of what abolition stood for. And I agree with her. If you want to fly the rebel flag, do that. You can do that. It's your own property. You want to put it in the back of your truck? Great. You want to have a tattoo? You want to have a t-shirt? You want to go listen to Rebel Yell all day long by Billy Idol? I'm for it. America, freedom of speech. But you want to fly it on state grounds? That is a completely different conversation. That is supposed to represent the people. That is a seditious branch of the government. That was one that fought against the government. The CSF rose up and fought the Union and was seditious and fought a war because of it. Now, you can sit here and say, well, Matt, it wasn't fair for what the North did. And the North had slaves even after abolition. And they tried to impose things without helping the South. And the South, by innovation, was 20 years behind the North. And there was no way they were going to compete economically. All of those things are true. And I agree with you. The North were a bunch of bullies, and they were hypocrites. Lincoln said it best. He said one of three things are going to happen. We're not going to stop slavery, and it's going to be the worst decision we made. We're going to stop slavery, and it's going to be the worst decision we made. We're going to fail at stopping slavery, and it's going to be the worst decision we made. Lincoln knew. So I'm with you. I know the South wasn't all about, burning crosses and raping women and repopulating the Negro. I understand that. But most of them were. And the biggest lie ever told was the Daughters of the Confederacy, who went around and put those statues up and were part of the KKK. The Daughters of the Confederacy were revisionists, and they tried to rewrite Civil War history and why the Civil War was fought. Abolition and ending slavery was why it was fought. But the Daughters of the Confederacy and the Klan said, no. It was about free labor and paid labor. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyone who has the balls to say that slavery is free labor, that takes some gumption. That's not what it was fought over. It was fought over a declaration that all men are created equal. And the North realized that by going ahead and removing the African American from the South, that it would put them in the position to kowtow, and they would have to fall into line. They recognized after what they went through with England that they were being recognized by the Southerners as an oppressive rule. And they had a choice to make. Either go ahead and allow the South to rise up, allow the South to gain the financial ability and the numbers to be a threat to the North and lose what we had created, or to put them in a position that they had to fall in line with Northern leadership. whether we agree with it or not, the South wasn't innocent in this whole thing. They aren't the horrible, evil Ku Klux Klan racists that people say they were. The North was the same way. Like I said, the North had slaves even after abolition. So I understand people's loyalty to the flag of Dixie and the rebel flag, but that's not what it represents. It was a seditious form of government, and the CSA were treasonous. And just because they weren't all executed and everything else, I will tell you, it was one of the most tragic and dumb wastes of life ever. And it really was because of the South's stubbornness. The South could have put it back on the lines. They could have drawn the Mason-Dixon line. They could have met across. They could have said, listen, here's what we need. We need to recognize that these states are falling behind the North. We need more supplement from the government, from the North, to bring these countries up in technology. We need all of the tools and capabilities in order to replace our slave labor. We need our taxes lowered for so many, but those things didn't happen. There was we're not getting rid of the slaves. That's the way it's going to be, and we're willing to die for it. And they did. Okay? That's it. Matt, suppose Joe Biden is replaced. Will all legal cases against Trump stop? No. Susie says, what about that it was fought over states' rights? It was not fought over states' rights. Slavery is not when we look at the Declaration of Independence and we look at the Bill of Rights, and if you have not bought the Documents of Freedom, folks, go buy the Documents of Freedom because this is all there. When you look at the Declaration, when you look at the Bill of Rights, you look at the Constitution of the United States, the most paramount governing part of the documents, the one that literally, this is like Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club, Livia, is what?
You don't talk about Fight Club.
Second rule of Fight Club.
You don't talk about Fight Club.
Okay, well, right. First rule of the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights is that all men are created
equal.
And they are due life, liberty, and the pursuit of
happiness.
Okay, everybody. Natural and God-given rights. That's it. Slavery is not indicative of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It violates liberty, it violates life, and it violates happiness. It takes out all three. So when we say it's states' rights to go ahead and enslave its people, that's antithetical to the Constitution of the United States. So anyone in the South that made that argument is just fucking stupid. It's just a way for them to latch on to the 10th Amendment and go, this sounds good, but not give it any thought. That's like saying, hey, we want to rape our women. 10th Amendment, man. States' rights. No, can't do it. It's a violation of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, that all men are created equal. Okay? So I really don't want to get into a Civil War conversation, but I understand the South's plight. Hey, man, you got a plum and a rice right here. I'm a plum. She's a rice. Just scratch that. You got a plum here and you got a peacock here. Sorry. She's a plum. I'm a peacock. Peacocks are closely associated with the Spears. We own slaves in Georgia. My great-grandfather and grandfather, if you saw their will, you would shit a purple Twinkie. Okay? I got Nazis in my family on the German side, Jews, and I got slaves, and I've got slave owners. I'm telling you, man, it's bad. I got black in me. And people don't understand where my curly hair comes from. I've got as much black in me as Elizabeth Warren has Native American, but I still have African-American blood in me. And that's because my great-grandfather did so much that there was a little bit of blood transfer there. So what you need to know is that the Peacocks in Marietta, Georgia, and the Plums were two extremely prominent families. Very rich, plantation owners, slave owners, and still today, the Peacocks are loaded. She's a Plum. I didn't know this. We're not related. The lines of our lineage do not cross over in that way, but her mom is Plum. And we were talking one time, and I go, well, my grandma Peacock. And she goes, wait, what? And the Peacocks and Plums know each other and have relation with each other. So I've got ties to the South. Listen, I've ate at the spiced apple, folks. Leave me alone. I get it. Okay? I know. I love my fritters. I love my collard greens. I love my Southern cooking. I love my deep fried chicken. I love my mashed potatoes with white gravy, not brown. I get it. I'm with you. Cornbread should have corn in it. Okay? But you don't be flying that flag on state property, just like you wouldn't fly the Iron Cross, just like you wouldn't fly the symbol of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. It's not a flag you fly. Now, I also think you shouldn't fly any other flag. I don't think you should fly the Don't Tread, the Appeal to Heaven, the Come and Take It. None of that should be flown. The American flag and the state flag, that is what should be flown, period. Okay, good. Had that conversation. Glad we all agreed. Last video, Liv. The point is, that's what I think is going to happen when it comes to the vice presidency. Right now, to me, it's Scott and Vance look like the clear choices. He also mentioned Tim Scott in the debate, which is also a really big sign. Okay? That's a huge sign that he mentioned Tim Scott. Remember that. Okay?
Got it.
Remember that.
Such a huge fan of Scott.
No. Okay. Nate says, based takes, honestly. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I always like when people say I'm based. I'm like in what? A Sauvignon Blanc? A chicken cordon bleu, based in a garlic clove butter sauce with a little bit of French bread. Tell you what, I want to wee on your pee. I tell you. Okay. So, that's it, folks. Civil War. Amazing time. Both sides had an argument. One side lost. Move on.
It's kind of like marriage.
Tell me why. Why is it like marriage?
Because one side always loses, and it's usually the husband.
Easy. God. I think my mouse is dying, punk.
I told you needed to charge it earlier.
Let me see.
That's what happens. My mouse gets all sketchy when it loses its battery, so I just charge it.
Let me see what it says. No, I'm at 50.
Very noisy out there.
I'm at 50%. So, all right. Well, let's do this, and then we'll wrap it up. It was a great week, wasn't it?
Long week.
Yeah. Folks, just FYI, last thing to tell you here is before we go on to the last segment, Wimkin, one of our favorites. We love them. They're amazing. I want you to watch this video. It's 1 minute. It's funny. Okay. This is actually, it's a funny commercial. So just enjoy it. But this is for Wimkin. It's a social media platform. If you're sick of getting banned on Facebook, if you're sick of being censored, this is the one for you. We're over there. We know the CEO, Jason Shepard. He's a good friend. In fact, we have a lot of people watching from Wimkin right now. Quick video while I load this next segment, and then we're going to say sayonara for the weekend.
Are you tired of being constantly banned off of every social media platform for saying facts only to be proven right 6 months later after you already had to create a new account? Tired of Fuckerberg robot AI-looking bitch constantly putting you in Facebook jail? Or maybe a geriatric old bastard who shits his pants in front of the Pope became the resident-in-chief because his crack addict, traitorous son had complete media silence about traitorous actions and backdoor deals with the big guy. And those bastards ban you for sharing the story. If you said yes to 2 of the 3 above, you don't need to circle back like a failed White House spokesperson who has 2 alcoholic drinks for a name. Up in Wimkin, we think it's fair not to sell your data to China. Even though their president is super inclusive and named Xi, we kind of have a problem with the whole harvesting organs, slave labor, and communism. We also don't compromise you or get your kids to do stupid and dangerous trends. So you don't have to find out secondhand your kid Johnny is an idiot. Look no further than Wimkin. Made and housed in the USA, Wimkin offers all the features of Facebook and more, with complete data privacy and safe for your whole family. Download us on your app store today and join the community of users who value privacy and safety. Wimkin.
If you haven't had a chance, go over to Thanks. If you haven't had a chance to go over to Wimkin, please do so. Give it a watch. I want to show one more video. This is Joy Reid, our favorite. Man, she looks like dog shit. I'm just saying.
I was going to say, when we saw her today, I was like, she just gets uglier and uglier every day. What is she doing?
It's called hate. Hate makes people ugly. This is why I'm so good looking, and you are too. Is we don't hate. We get our frustrations out. Jennifer says, Matt, I didn't get the email. Help. Hold on. Check your spam and check your trash. That I guarantee it went to trash. Make sure you double check your trash and your spam, Jennifer. That's where it's at. So go into your spam folder, go into your trash folder. I promise you that's where it's at. Okay. Take a look at that. Let me know. Let's listen to this. Jennifer, you let me know where we're at. We'll get you on. Don't worry about it, kiddo. We'll get you on. Don't worry about it.
I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate with...
Do you know who she looks like? Like if Dolomite from 1970s decided to go ahead and...
Who?
You don't know who Dolomite is?
No, I've never even heard. Nope.
What about Pootie Tang? Remember Undercover Brother? Come on, with Denise Richards, Undercover Brother?
I think so.
Okay, so it's not like 1970s, big eye shadow, blonde hair, huge
Disco.
earrings. No, yeah, but kind of like Black Power movement
Yeah.
from that time. That's what she looks like she's trying. All right, let's listen.
World people with the Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never...
Jennifer,
stopped,
hold on a second. Jennifer, you checked your trash and you checked your spam. You're sure? Because that's where it goes with every single person. I'm telling you. You can ask everybody. Everybody had the same thing happen. It went to trash, or not trash, but it went to spam. Please check again. Okay, it should be an automatic send. And if you don't have it, I'll get on the phone.
Throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble, seeming extremely weak.
And there is a conversation happening inside Biden's circle, and certainly a much more frank conversation happening inside the Democratic coalition. And I think there will be stories of a lot of concern about the performance tonight. And I think when you say
conversations happening, what do you mean?
I think people are talking. I think the conversations range from whether he should be in this race tomorrow morning to what was wrong with him. I mean, he has a cold.
He didn't do well at all. He did not do well at all. And he looked, I'll give you the analysis, kind of have the old man versus the con man. I can walk you through how I'm supposed to see it and say it, but I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy. That's a good man. He loves his country. He's doing the best that he can. But he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that. And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention.
Minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists, it involves elected officials, it involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket. And they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call? Because they feel this debate was so terrible. They do say, in moments in the debate later, the president got better and got his footing, but then at the end, even his closing statement was a little...
That dude looked like he was going to cry.
Yeah, well, Van Jones always does that. He, Van Jones he always looks like he's going to cry. Here's what it comes down to. This is a normal reaction. There's always an overreaction when things like this happen. People felt like the first debate with Donald Trump and Joe Biden didn't go very well. And in 2020, and there was this huge overreaction. They thought when he was convicted, there was going to be this huge drop up. This is what will happen. I'm telling you right now, there's a second debate. Biden will come out and he will be ready. It's what always happens. It's just, I can't tell you.
There's going to be a second debate?
Yeah, there's one already set.
Oh.
The details and all that, I don't know what it is yet. But he'll come out and he'll play it differently. But it doesn't matter because first blood has already been drawn. I predicted that this was going to be 81 to 86 million people were going to watch it. It looks like I'm almost dead on. The numbers will come out. but guaranteed over 71 million people watch this. The interesting thing here is that when it comes to the first debate, the first 13 minutes are the most important. And the first 13 minutes were an absolute fucking catastrophic event for Joe Biden. They were horrible. Most of those blunders you saw happened within that. And real quick, Matt, this should be your montage. You should watch my show today. I did one that says Biden has had a cold for 48 years. That's the show. Go watch that because that covers everything. He won't. He's not going to look like a fucking robot and be all. Duh, 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 duh. They'll get him pumped up. They'll whatever they take because you saw what happened today when he was at his rally. He was on prompter and he did fine. He'll come in and he won't be near as bad, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see it because here's the truth. The first 13 minutes of the first debate is what most people watch. Then over half check out at the 32-minute mark. Nobody waits till the end. There are millions who do, but the second debate, the numbers will be half and people will check out in the first 5 minutes. And most people will only stay till minute 15 to 17. And the third debate, nobody watches. So the damage is done. So everyone just kind of relax. That's the truth. Now, I didn't say Joe Biden's going to come out and win. What I said was he'll come out and he will find a way, just like Trump did in debate 2 and 3 on Hillary Clinton, to at least shore some things up. It can't get any worse. And if it does, then it's over. So who cares? Did we figure out about logging in?
I have no idea.
I thought you're supposed to be reading chat.
Facebook is too fast to keep up with. I would never. All I would be doing.
Jennifer,
is reading.
did it work? Jennifer, let me know. I'm trying to. Jennifer, can you call me? Do you have my number? If you don't, I can get it to you. Liv, can you help me with Jennifer?
Yes.
And see if we can get her to call after the show so we can put this to bed. Because
Jennifer, can you PM me, please?
I just need to know where her email is because I don't see her in our user list.
For Wimkin?
No, for Gold member.
No.
And I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, I just need her to call me.
All right, Jennifer, PM me.
Sorry, it's not anywhere. I checked all the places, my email attached, my PayPal, plus checked. Okay, Jennifer, you need to PM Olivia now, and then you need to call me, and we're going to figure it out together when we get off the show. Folks, do me a favor. We're gone for the weekend. Will we still have time when we get back, or will it be a new month?
Tomorrow, you have until Sunday at 11:59 p.m. to donate.
Liv, just answer the question. Is it going to be a new month by the time we come back?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks. So, since it's going to be a new month by the time we come back, this will be the last chance for you to donate. If you have a chance, please do us a favor. If you liked the show tonight, you thought Olivia was awesome, which she always is, and you thought the show was good, you can go to linktapgo.com/thedumshow right there. You can tip through PayPal or you can tip directly through Stripe, and it will flash up. I'll see it on the show, and we'll talk about it. So if you could help us out, we would greatly appreciate it. Do me a favor. Understand that 90% of our revenue was taken away by Facebook, and we were left in the cold. I think we made what?
$324 last month.
So,
or this month, excuse me.
No, like 3 months. No, 3 months ago when it went bad. So we made $324 some odd dollars, and we started asking for donations. For 3.5 years, we never asked for a donation in our life. So we had to start asking. But we went from thousands of dollars to tens of thousands to nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
And you guys have been amazing, and people have helped us out. And we're not asking for an ungodly amount. If you do the math, it's a fairly, for what we do, we appreciate what you do by helping. So if you could help us out, we would appreciate it. It's the end of the month. We've already hit our goal, but we would always like to extend. So if you can help, we would appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow for the DUM Club. We're going to do primary colors at 12 Eastern. If you have not signed up, you could go to thedumshow.com or thedumclub.com. Sign up, and even for $10, you can do it. We're going to invite all DUM Nation from Facebook, DUM Nation members as well. So that's $1.99 a month. So if you, this month alone, DUM Nation members are welcome to join us. You call in on Skype, you say hello, we watch a movie together. It'll be fun. Folks, thanks so much. Liv, you got 1 minute. Give it to us.
Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone, for your donations. Have a wonderful weekend.
Do we have Jennifer's information?
She has not PM'd me yet.
Okay,
Jennifer, PM me so I can.
Jennifer, I can't go until you tell us you're good. So, because I want to get you taken care of so you can be on the show tomorrow. I've got your registration. It's right here. I see it in my email that you signed up, but and everything's triggering like it should. That's just weird. Yeah, I got you right here. Okay, I see your email. Now, it's possible it just didn't trigger yet. It might take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because Jennifer, do me a favor. I'm going to see, because they got to send it to PayPal. And then once they send it to PayPal, it'll send to my server and you should be good. And it could just be taking a while. Hold on. Yeah, because you're not in there yet. Let me see what I can do. And how to PM you. Liv, she's talking to you, hon.
Facebook goes so fast and I can only see
Jennifer,
2 comments.
Honey, tell her how to do it.
Okay, you just find me on Facebook.
On, honey. You can't just say find me.
Tell
her your name.
It's Olivia Spear. That's all.
She doesn't know that. You have to type it in there and help the nice lady and explain to her how to find you, honey. She doesn't know. You can't just find me. That's not how we do it. Customer service, babe. Walk her through it. Spirit.Olivia. Spell it for her.
Okay.
And show her your picture. Tell her what picture it is. Describe
it. It's the picture of the family. We're sitting on the stairs. It was Christmas a couple years ago.
Cool.
So I'm going to say hi, Jennifer, in chat right now.
Cool.
So,
and if you can click on it. Sorry, honey. I'm just like,
we
can't leave Jennifer high and dry here. We gotta help her.
If you find me on Facebook, you can message me, even though we're not friends, and then I just accept it, and then we can chat.
Cool. So let's wait, and we'll stay online. And if people want to go, they can. But we can't leave her high and dry on. Just hey, find me. That's nice. But there's only 1 billion people on there. Good luck.
There's not that many Olivia. There's like 4 or 5 Olivia Spears.
Right. But if she doesn't know how to spell your name, she's not gonna be able to do that. And if she doesn't know what your picture is, it's hard. It's complicated. So let's walk her through it. Get her a PM. You guys get in contact, and then we can figure this out together. You can give her your phone number, and we can call her and find out what's going on. Because we got to figure this out. This isn't okay. I'm showing that the payment's been received. I'm showing that it's for the Dumb Club membership. Did you sign up? Jennifer, answer me this. Did you sign up? She says there's several. Can you?
See, I'm not seeing these messages. I'm looking, and I'm not seeing anything from Jennifer.
Just relax.
So that's why I'm not responding, because I can't see it.
Hey, I know it's the end of the week. Do me a favor. Take a deep breath.
I'm taking a deep breath. I'm just letting you know I can't see anything.
Liv, you can't take a deep breath because you didn't do it. I didn't hear it. Take a deep breath. Relax. We got this. Okay. Let's de-stress. Calm down. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna help. But these are things that people need to know. Like you have an at, and like I have at the Dumb Show. You have at something. I know, but
I don't even know.
You got to go into your account. You got to look.
Is it on Facebook or Instagram? I don't even know.
Instagram. What
I don't know.
Hey, Liv?
Yes.
Look at me, babe. Facebook.
Okay. See, I don't even know that.
Go into Facebook, go into settings, go to your profile, and see if you can find what your at is. Or, hey, Liv, go to your URL on your computer. Olivia.
Okay.
Go to your URL on the computer. Go into Safari, type in Facebook, go to your page, and then copy the URL on top. That will link directly to your profile.
Got it.
You know, we don't know how to do something. We just got to ask and not stress out because it doesn't help anybody.
Olivia.spear1.
Okay, but you got to type that though. You got to help give her the full URL so she can just click it and go. I think I've got it too. Yep, I got it. You know what? I've already done it for you. We got it. See, teamwork, marriage. There it is. Can you see that, Jennifer? See if you can see that. It's facebook.com/olivia.spear1. And we made it through without an argument. Look at that. Just fantasticness.
And I'm not hyped up. You don't need to tell me how to calm down.
Yeah,
I'm not hyped up.
I've known you for 25 years. I know
All
when
I
you're.
said was I can't see her comments. I haven't seen any single one. That's why I haven't responded.
You're tired. It's been a long week. You went to bed after midnight 5 times this week. You need some loving. You need a foot rub. You need soft, wet kisses on all your pink parts, and I got you covered. Let's just get through the rest of the show. Cool? I love you. They couldn't hear your because you didn't do it into the mic. So they think you're mad. So you got to go the way you did it that they couldn't hear. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Being an asshole. Why are you being an ass?
Because I am not your daughter that's all drama that can just immediately, you and Hayden can just on point, just do something. I'm not that way. You tell me to talk about the Dumb Club and I'm like, I can't do it.
But do you hear my voice? I'm not upset. Everything's cool. You're tired. I know when you're tired and you need to get off the damn show, but we've got to help our friends. So let's do that. Nice to know, Olivia. Dig it deeper, Matt. No, because I won't relent because I'm right. When I'm wrong, I just shut up. But I'm not wrong. She's tired. And I get there. Oh, I clicked it instead of PM. See? She clicked it instead of... Don't tell us you can't see it.
No,
we know.
I'm saying I'm just waiting.
We know you can't see it. I love you. I do. I love that we're in this place in our relationship where we don't fight over stupid
Itch on
shit.
my nose.
I'm being sincere. You're being mean. Why are you being so nasty? You got your cat back this week too. My God. Let's see.
Requests. There she is. Okay.
Here's Olivia's personality right now. That's true. That's more. That's going to be later. No, that's going to be.
Seriously? Seriously?
Bullshit. Okay. Did you get Jennifer's PM?
I did.
All right. I'm going to go figure out what's going on. That's going to be later. That's good. All right.
Psycho check. Psychos.
All right, everybody. Love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. Good, bad, left, or indifferent. Jennifer, we got you. I want you to give your phone.
I'm giving the phone number right now. Giving your phone number right now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're gonna call in, and I just got a couple of questions. Jennifer, real quick, did you sign up on thedumbclub.com through that little thing where you had to select your T-shirt size and everything else? Or did you go directly to PayPal? If you went directly to PayPal and chose it, that's the problem. Can you just let me know real quick and we can fix that real quick? Just give me an answer on that. God, I love this show. So fun. I love this show with you on it.
I'm just trying to kiss ass now.
I'm not kidding. What? Okay, can I say it? What did I do? just seriously, I have no fucking clue. What did I do? I didn't do anything.
Once a month, all you have to do is breathe.
Oh, you're starting tomorrow. That's what it is. Oh, shit. Nope. I was wondering. You didn't begin the race.
No.
Oh, thank God. Because I'm like, it's Saturday. It's like, it's our time. Whew, good girl. I don't care what you do on Sunday, but Saturday, that's my day, damn it. Sorry, folks. This is just the way we're honest. Jennifer.
Maybe she responded to me in chat.
All right, everybody, good night. We'll see you tomorrow. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for donations. Thanks for taking care of us, all that type of stuff. Let's see if we got any more donations. We did. Looks like Vicky came in with a last-minute donation, and we got to give her her due because that's important. And let's see where that puts us. We'll call it final. Yeah, on Dumb Show, but when I clicked the button to join, it just went straight to PayPal. That's okay. Did you fill out name, address, and everything? We're just going to do this over the phone. It's so much easier.
I'm going to give you the phone number right now.
Just put her on speaker and let's do it. Let me put this tip in, and then we'll give her a call, and we'll probably have to refund her money and then redo it again. Simple, easy, awesome. Vicky, thank you. Final total for the month is
Thanks, Becky.
$4,537.48. We appreciate it. That is an amazing amount of money and helps us pay the house.
We really appreciate it.
Put food on the table, keep the lights on, keep the bandwidth going. Thank you, and God bless everybody. Thank you. It was a great month. We'll have a new goal for next month, and we can't thank you enough for everything you've done. God bless. Have a great night. We'll see you on Saturday. Tomorrow, 12 Eastern, 12 p.m. noon Eastern. We will have primary colors and our third meet and greet with the hosts of the Dumb Show. I think Leroy, Amy are going to be there as well. We will see you then.
Paul, if we ever come to the Flathead, we'll let you know.
Wait, what? Wait,
Paul Rivera.
What?
It's Montana speak. Paul wants to know if we ever come to the Flathead for vacation. He'd love to have a beer.
To Big Fish? White Spoon? Can we go to White Spoon? I would love to go to Big
It would
Fish.
be Big Fork, because that's where my dad is.
Flat Dick Lake? I love Flat Dick Lake. That's one of my favorite places in the whole world. It's a little salty, but I like it.
I hate you sometimes.
No, you don't hate me. You love me. I'm a great husband. I really am. I have to put up with your shit all the time.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and...
Hey, Amy, if you want to post the Zoom call info and invite everybody, remember I did that Dumb Nation post and invite everybody in Dumb Nation again. That would help us out if you wouldn't mind. I already did it once, and you can take the image and repost it again. That would be awesome. We love you. We appreciate you. Jennifer, we're waiting for your call.
Coverage coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree. We can disagree.
Yes,
just
that's
don't
fine.
unfriend me.